I naught is 0. Now we write the expression for Vt, that is equal to Vs minus V naught. Vs is what? Vm into sin omega t minus V naught is E. V naught is E. Now Vt is 0 at omega t equal to alpha minimum. This case we have seen for the RE load. When I take alpha minimum, when I take the alpha minimum, the voltage across thyristor is 0. Voltage across thyristor is 0. Here it is 0. Here it is 0. And from alpha minimum to alpha, it is forward biased. It is forward biased. Now we will find the voltage Vt at omega t equal to beta. That is Vm into sin beta minus E at omega t equal to beta. This omega t is greater than omega t, that is beta, it is greater than alpha max. Beta is greater than alpha max. This expression gives you negative value. Vt equal to Vm into sin beta t minus E at omega t equal to beta. But beta is greater than alpha max. At alpha max, Vm into sin omega t becomes E. If omega t is greater than alpha max, then what happens? This sine wave is coming below the E value. So this expression becomes negative. So the moment when it is turned off, I will get some negative value. Here also. Just observe. Vt equal to Vs minus V naught into Vm sin omega t minus E. We are taking the case beta less than or equal to omega t less than or equal to 2 pi plus alpha. Here SCR is off. My I naught is 0. The voltage across resistor inductor is 0. The E appears across V naught. Okay. So V naught equal to E. Now I am writing the expression for Vt. Vt is what? Vs minus V naught. Vs is Vm into sin omega t. V naught we have calculated, that is E. Now to plot the waveform, we have to know various time instances. Like let us suppose say omega t equal to alpha minimum. What is the Vt value? At omega t equal to beta, what is the Vt value? If I take omega t equal to alpha minimum, my Vs, that is Vm into sin omega t equal to E. So these two differences become 0. Similarly, if I take omega t equal to beta, beta is this value. So at this point, Vs, that is Vm into sin omega t, it is well below the E value. So my Vt becomes very much negative. This can be very large value. This intercept is equal to the difference of this. This difference is equal to this intercept. And now this waveform is of shape Vm sin omega t minus E. So with smooth sine curve we have to we have to join these points. With the smooth sine curve, we have to join these points. So this is the voltage across, this is the voltage across thyristor. So this is my alpha and this is alpha minimum. This is my beta. This is my 2 pi and this is 2 pi plus alpha minimum. This is 2 pi plus alpha. This is 2 pi plus beta. This is what my waveform is. This is what my waveform is. This corresponds to 2 pi plus alpha mu. So what about peak inverse voltage across thyristor? The peak inverse voltage across thyristor comes in the negative half cycle. When this becomes minus Pm, already minus I have put, minus Pm, and this is already E, so this plus adds to here, okay, the plus adds here, the plus and minus, they will add, so the effective voltage across this one is Pm plus E in the reverse direction. Otherwise from the equation also we can say, whenever this becomes minus Pm, this is already minus E, so the negative voltage across thyristor becomes Vt equal to minus Pm minus E. So this peak value is Vm plus E, obviously with negative sign. So the peak inverse voltage is Vm plus E. Peak inverse voltage already it is defined as a negative, so I am not putting negative sign here. Now we have to calculate the commutation time. This is the waveform of Vt. Now I have to calculate the commutation time. For calculating the commutation time, I have to look for the Vt waveform. Wherever it becomes negative, that interval I have to take it. So here clearly the Vt is becoming negative from this beta to this 2 pi plus alpha mu. Okay, Vt is negative from beta to 2 pi plus alpha mu. So I get a negative voltage for this much duration. This corresponds to Tc. But to have the dimensionality, I take omega as the multiplier for the Tc. Then both sides, units match. Now Tc equal to what? 2 pi plus alpha min minus beta by omega. So much seconds. This is the expression for Tc. This is the expression for Tc. Now we are discussing what the RLE load. In that RLE load, we have drawn the waveforms, we have calculated the computation time, we have also calculated the peak inverse voltage. Now we have to look the V0 DC, that is the average output voltage. First one is the direct method, that is through integration. We are calculating V0 DC. V0 DC. Now, to calculate V0 DC, you have to refer to the waveform, like how V0 is. V0 instantaneous equal to V0 instantaneous equal to Vm sin omega t. Sin omega t. This is from alpha less than or equal to omega t less than or equal to beta. Again I am repeating. We want to calculate V0 DC. For calculating V0 DC, we have to have the mathematical model, like how the V0 is instantaneous. This V0 is instantaneous. So I am writing the equations. When alpha less than or equal to omega t less than or equal to beta, my V0 is Vm sin omega t. This that we can see from the graph. And V0 equal to E for beta less than or equal to omega t less than or equal to 2 pi plus alpha. So we have written the equations for 2 pi duration, alpha to 2 pi plus alpha, meaning one cycle we have covered. So that is what we required for calculating the V0 DC. We have to integrate for one cycle. Now, given these equations, I can easily calculate the V0 DC. How do I calculate? I am doing the first method, that is the direct integration. V0 DC equal to the time period 1 by 2 pi integral over 2 pi. I am writing 2 pi. This I can take 0 to 2 pi or alpha to 2 pi plus alpha. The integration is over 2 pi into instantaneous voltage d omega t. This I can expand from any time to 2 pi plus that time. So, which is equal to, I am taking starting point as alpha to beta. In this period, my V0 is Vm into sin omega t, d omega t. And again, I have to look from beta to 2 pi plus alpha. I have to cover 2 pi interval, 2 pi plus alpha into E into d omega t. So, if I integrate this one, it becomes 1 by 2 pi is common. It becomes 1 by 2 pi into Vm cos omega t. Integration of sin is minus cos. Limits from alpha to beta plus E is constant and I have 1. Integration of 1 is omega t because I am integrating with respect to omega t. The limits are as usual. Now it becomes 1 by 2 pi into Vm cos alpha minus cos beta. I am substituting the limits plus E into 2 pi plus alpha minus beta. This is the expression for V0 DC, that is the average output voltage. This is the first method, direct method. This is the first method, direct method. Now we calculate through the second method, that is the easiest method. Now we are discussing the RLA load. In that we have derived the V0 DC value, that is the average DC output voltage. That is through direct method, direct integration method we have seen. First method, that is through direct integration method. We write the equations and then we integrate over the one cycle period. So that is direct integration method. Now we will see through the second method, that is the generalized expression method. Generalized expression. What is my generalized expression? That is V0 DC equal to N into the maximum voltage by 2 pi into cos alpha plus diode angle minus cos beta plus E into delta A. So this is the expression. This term is corresponding to the voltage source E. This term is corresponding to the voltage source Vm into sin omega t. So it is simply writing the average voltage because of this input. Then we get this one, and also writing the average voltage for this source, for this input, we get this one.